Hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to talk a little bit about WandaVision episode 6. I'll talk a little bit about the story. Nothing huge spoiler wise, a couple interesting things. But if you want to watch the episode first, come back and you can talk about it in the comments. And let's begin. So it starts off, it's earlier and farther in the future type of thing. And you've got Pietro now, And so throughout the episode, Wanda's talking to him like, "Do you remember this?" And he's like, "You're testing me," and stuff like that. Kind of goes back and forth. They never really answer anything, and they remember things differently. Now it's Halloween, so what's really fun is they're all dressed up in their classic costumes for comic book wise, So that's fun. And Vision kind of tells her he's going to do the neighborhood. So she goes out with the kids and Pietro, and they're just screwing around and having a lot of fun. I won't, talk about too much about that. There are some interesting parts, though. For instance, we find out that Tommy, he has Quicksilver's powers. He's fast, and Billy is like Wanda. He's got the psychic abilities and all that. So, it's Halloween and stuff like that, and it switches back to the sword base type of thing, and Howard or whatever, Hayward, basically gets Darcy and Monica and all them, kicks them off the base, and they do a little escape routine. They end up hacking in his computer, and they find out that he can track the people in there. And Darcy's trying to hack in and figure out what else. There's something else hidden as a secret in there, and they can track Vision and stuff. They hacked into his computer. Anyway, meanwhile, Vision is not neighborhood watching. He's making his way out farther and farther from the center of the hexagon or whatever that Wanda controls. And he notices the farther he gets, more people are like zombies. They're like stuck. It's like anything close to her, she can animate and stuff. And anything farther away is like a dead zone where no one can really move. And he ends up finding Agnes like at the edge of the border in a car. Ellis Ave is a street. That's like the border where the hexagon or whatever ends, kind of. So he kind of like frees her mind, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, it's an Avenger." She's like, "What's an Avenger?" He doesn't know either. And she's like, "You're dead." And he's like, "What?" And so now he knows, and he has to basically put her back under a trance. And she goes home. What's interesting is there's a part. Tell me how you do it. And she's like, "I don't know," which is interesting because she's like opening up to him and telling him, "I don't really know how I'm doing it." A couple key little points here is like teasers. He says like it would be cool if mom and dad could see this. So it's possible that you might see them in the future. Another part I thought was interesting was he said, "This is really cool. It's not like just using your power and like creating nightmares." Now, he said nightmares. I thought of basically Doctor Strange is like first main villain, where nightmare kind of like can control you when you're sleeping, or it's a perfect opportunity to introduce nightmare as the bad character, right? So they kind of tease that too, and then they go back to of course tracking him, and he's getting through the barrier, and it's still like pulling at him a little bit, but and he's like telling them help. That was really weird though, is Wanda didn't know. Billy knew, the son. He's like, "Mom, something's wrong with dad," right? And she's like, "Where is he?" And so At that point, she froze everything and like used all her powers and made the force field get bigger and bigger and bigger. Vision so that he'll heal, right? Because if he's outside of it, he's going to die, right? Very interesting. But she went so big that it started to engulf more outer cities and different people. And when it went over them, they turned into something else, like a clown, or like things would change, right? So another part is when Billy was telling her something's wrong with Vision, Pietro said, "What's gonna happen? It's not like he can die twice." And she like threw him Quicksilver. So the things that I take from this episode is they kind of hint at her mom and dad possibly coming back, but when Pietro said nightmare to her, that made me feel like Nightmare might be the villain in this. There was some other stuff that Darcy was unlocking on the computer. Something called Cataract. I saw that. And then the other thing was they were talking about Monica. Darcy was looking. They have blood work for Monica Rambeau. And since she's been in there a couple times, her blood work's changing. So this could be how she gets her powers and all that in the future through this. That's how they introduce that. So it's very interesting. And that was over. So I kind of spoiled the whole thing, but I think what you need to see here is that I think they're trying to hint to you that Nightmare is going to be the villain. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe Nightmare's first appearance is Strange Tales 110. And he is like Doctor Strange's oldest enemy. So if that's true, they can introduce him in here, and then this will lead into the new Doctor Strange movie. I think that's a really, really good possibility. So you might want to think about that. That's what I got out of this. Besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you watched after you watched it. But I wanted to show a couple people that I can put up a thumbnail that says spoilers and don't watch, and I can do a video right after it comes out, like the rest of the world. And this is just an example of me doing that. I'm not gonna be doing any more like this, but it was kind of like a hey guys, see, I can do it too. So don't yell at me if I do a breakdown half a day later. I'm just showing that I can do it like these guys do too. So key out of there is Nightmare. Okay, we'll see you guys later. Stay sick.